Hello, everybody. Welcome to our SMTV live show. Thanks for being with us today. I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Mackenzie Murray.
In case you missed the news on the Twitter blog, there's a cool new feature that's going to be rolling out to everybody where you can email a tweet whether or not someone is on Twitter and saw it right there.
That is very interesting. Is emailing a tweet the same as embedding a tweet?
No, it's a little bit different. You can still embed a tweet, which means it has all the same functionality of replying and retweet right within the embed code.
Okay.
But right from Twitter, either desktop or mobile, it's kind of hard to see here, but it's right here. This is a new link that's going to say more, and when you click on more, it will have the option to email that tweet and then type in an email address. You can see an example of that here.
Very cool.
I wonder, though, what else more will contain, because it sort of implies that there will be something else besides email, otherwise it would have just said email, right?
I think Twitter has something in store for
something
us.
Up the
they have a little
their tweet sleeve.
Right? They're probably gonna have like secret tweets now, like set to secret, and then only certain people can see those tweets, like Pinterest boards.
Like the new secret boards on Pinterest. Interesting.
We got you figured out, Twitter. Don't think we're ahead of the game. We're done.
We're not on the ball. We're so far ahead of the ball.
Like
we're waiting on the ball.
Woo, we set the curve. I mean, that's just how it goes.
This is Cliche Friday on SMTV. We're here to talk social media with you. We want to know about the projects that you're working on, and we're happy to answer any questions you have about them. That could be Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, your blogs, Pinterest, you name it.
You can always email us your questions to questions@splashmediau.com, or you can tweet them by using the hashtag SMTVquestions.
Let's take some questions from our viewers. Ken wrote to us and wants to know, how do I identify influencers? That's a word we use a lot.
You know, I think you really have to know your industry, and you really got to dig in. You got to do a lot of research. There are, helpful tools that you can use, applications. If you are a beginner, novice, you can use Clout.com. It's a really good way to pull in everything from Facebook and Twitter. I'm not sure if they're using LinkedIn yet, but you can, it tells you how you're active on Twitter, what you're talking about, and who your influencers are, and who you're influencing. So I think if you want to find some influencers, you gotta just dig deep.
Absolutely, and I have a feeling you know who these people are. If you are a doctor's office and there is a broader industry organization for doctors in your field, the people in that organization, the people who are in charge of the umbrella parent company, those are the influencers. So it's not a competitor, but it's someone in an industry organization or publication. If you have a big some kind of periodical that comes out.
Definitely.
That goes to all the people in that industry, the writers, the editors, those could be influencers.
And I know some people are always like, we don't want to tweet our competitors, or we don't want to, bounce off our, we don't want to do what they're doing. But sometimes it's nice if you and your competitor are in the same niche, you guys can go and try to pick the influencers out of who's following them, so you can see, what they're talking about and what they're not getting from the competitor. Yeah,
if your competitor is online on social media, chances are they're following the influencers that you want to talk to too.
Exactly. Our next question's from Margaret, and Margaret wants to know, what are some good ways to build a relationship with bloggers to promote my business?
Well, it's definitely important to remember to give them something that they want. I mean, you got to remember, what is a blogger interested in? Sometimes bloggers really concentrate on, free trials. They want to try out a product and do a review of it, and it just depends on the blogger. You got to keep that in mind. What can the blogger get out of it? It's the same kind of thing you keep in mind when you're thinking about your customers. What does my customer want to get out of this relationship? And you just kind of have to approach it that way from a high level.
I definitely agree. Bloggers are, that's probably, not to say that's their main job, but that's something that they really take passionately. And, if you're coming to a blogger and you have a campaign that you're wanting to reach out to their network, you've got to offer something that the blogger and their network is going to want. I mean, if you're saying I'm going to give out jeans for $10, they're going to be like, okay, I think I want that. And then they're going to let their whole network know.
Right.
And then they trust that blogger because they're following them. They've probably been tweeting them and following them and commenting. So I think they've built a relationship with these bloggers. So if you are trying to grab bloggers from your company, I think be a good way.
And you start the relationship the same way you would with the influencers that we talked about in the previous question. Just reach out to them and say hi and introduce yourself. It doesn't have to be, try out my product and tell me what you think the first.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't try to be too pushy. Just let it be natural.
Yeah.
That's the thing people don't really get sometimes about social. Sometimes it really is natural. Sometimes
natural conversation.
It can just go viral.
We can only hope. Larry wants to know, is Digg only for really big companies to use?
I don't think so. I think everyone can reach out to Digg. I think if you're a smaller company, it might take a little bit harder, but yes, it's easier for bigger companies to come in and, grab certain content and put it out there. But I don't think it should limit you. I don't think it should stop you from trying to get on there.
I totally agree, and I think it is all about the content. How interesting is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Because that is going to determine whether other people are going to dig it. It's kind of like Stumble Upon.
Exactly.
That is going to determine the growth. We see the same thing on Reddit. A lot of these sites where it's just share, 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 and that's all it's about.
All it's about.
Yeah.
And if you have certain websites, or if you're hosting a blog on WordPress, I'm not sure about Tumblr. I'm sure there's widgets you can use. But if you have a blog and you think that you have really good relative content, you can plug in a widget. I know WordPress probably has one you can tie into, and then you can just, when you write your blog, it automatically populates every blog, and then people can come and Facebook, they can like it, they can tweet it, they can dig it.
That's a great idea. Here's an example of that on the Express Docs blog. We can scroll down to the bottom of this post, and it works the same way that the Facebook icon or the Twitter icon would work to share something. And there's the Digg button right there, and when I click it, it opens up Digg, and I can submit this link.
Exactly.
So easy.
Carson wrote to us, and he wants to know, should we pay for Facebook likes?
Now, let's clarify for Carson and anybody else wondering the same thing. You don't want to pay for fans or followers on Twitter through some third-party black hat kind of system. If you have money to spend on your social media campaign, which is great, it's great to have those resources to put toward building your community, buy a Facebook ad.
Agreed.
Grow your fan base that way.
Never try to buy Facebook fans.
No.
I don't even think you can do that anymore. I know that Facebook has gone and weeded out all the spam bots and all the fake people on Facebook. So if you've seen a little significant drop in your fans, that's pretty much why, if you have bought fans. But spend your advertising dollars towards Facebook ads, promoted posts, things like that. You don't want to go and
No, and the bigger concern is not that Facebook will kick you off, Facebook kicks you off, you can go find another social media platform. The big concern is that these aren't your customers.
Exactly.
You're paying for a bunch of random people typically, and if you want to, let's say you're an engagement ring store, and you want to target people who are recently engaged or in a relationship, rather than just buy a bunch of random fans who might be 16 years old or 90 years old or live in foreign countries, go buy a Facebook ad where you can target people who are 20 to 40 or whatever the age range is, and people who are in a relationship. You can get so specific, might as well go that way.
I totally agree. I think that, I don't think people utilize Facebook ads enough. You can literally zone in and target who you want to like your page. If you are a auto dealership and you want to market the new minivan to soccer moms and women, you can go in there.
Do that.
You can go in and say, I want soccer moms, and I want them to be ages 23 to 55, and they have to, I want them to like soccer, I want them to have kids. It's just a nice bundle of things you could do. So use it and use it well.
Awesome questions. Love talking about all the strategy stuff. We want to thank you for making SMTV part of your day. Keep those questions coming. For Splash Media, I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Mackenzie Murray. Thanks for being with us, and have a great weekend. Word!